Welcome to this interactive explainer. Okay, usually we're breaking down high-level concepts, but today we're actually rolling up our sleeves and doing something a little different. We're turning this into a hands-on workshop. This isn't just passive listening, it's a step-by-step masterclass designed to help you discover a truly meaningful goal, something actually worth your life's energy. So if you're ready to do a little work on yourself today, you are exactly in the right place.
All right, let's quickly look at our roadmap for today. We're going to redefine the personal legend, hit the 6 discovery prompts, look at some real-world examples, go over how to avoid common pitfalls, and finally, draft your very own legend.
So, Part 1, Redefining the Personal Legend. You know, this whole concept comes straight out of the famous book, The Alchemist. But we really need to clarify what it actually means in practice. Now, what's really interesting here is the shift we're making. We are totally rejecting this idea of a mystical fate. You know that stressful, preordained destiny assigned at birth? Yeah, that idea literally just paralyzes you with the fear of finding the one right answer. Instead, we're aiming for a self-chosen direction. It's chosen by you, it's actionable, it's testable, and hey, it's allowed to evolve. It just brings so much clarity and makes your life feel completely yours.
Moving right along to Part 2, the 6 discovery prompts.
Okay, we're transitioning into the core exercise of this explainer right now, so seriously, grab a pen and some paper. If you're sitting there thinking, man, I don't even know what my direction is, don't sweat it, you are in the perfect place. Here's a high-level look at how this builds. We're going to test your childhood, notice your envy, imagine your security is handled, find where you lose time, locate your emotions, and then draft a single sentence. The goal right now isn't to judge your answers, it's just to collect them. Let's break them down one by one. Step 1. Mine your childhood enthusiasms. I want you to really think back. What did you absolutely love doing, just for the sheer fun of it, way before anyone started telling you what was practical or profitable? And here's the kicker. Look at the activity, not a specific job title. Were you always building things, organizing, maybe fixing stuff, or leading your friends? Just take a quick second to reflect and write down what those energizing activities were.
All right, Step 2. Notice what you envy. Now look, I know envy is a super uncomfortable emotion, right? But honestly, it is an incredibly honest and instructive pointer. Think about someone whose life or work gives you that quiet little pang of, ugh, I kind of wish that were me. Now, completely strip away their wealth or their status. Ask yourself, what are they actually doing on a random Tuesday at 2 p.m. that you want to be doing?
Step 3. Imagine security is completely handled. Like, your rent is paid forever, you've got everyone's total approval, and basic survival is just a done deal. Removing that deep-seated fear of failing to eat, that's what allows your true underlying desires to finally surface. So, in that magic scenario, what would you spend your days actually building or doing? Jot that down.
Step 4. Find where you lose time. We've all experienced this flow state at some point. What work or activity absorbs you so completely that you look up and, poof, an hour or two has just vanished? This is a massive, massive signal from your brain. It's literally showing you exactly where your attention naturally wants to live.
Step 5. Locate the tears. Now this is a very sharp test straight out of The Alchemist. The idea here is that your real treasure is exactly where you are brought to tears. So what subject, what story, or what specific human struggle reliably catches in your throat? Because very often, your actual calling sits right next to what you find profoundly moving.
And Step 6, draft your direction. Okay, I want you to look back at the 5 answers you just scribbled down. Rate through them and try to find the golden thread. What's the repeating theme? Take that theme and just try to distill it into a single, honest sentence that starts with, my personal legend is to. And hey, don't worry about making this some polished 5-year business plan. We are literally just drafting a direction right now.
Which brings us to Part 3, Real Examples in Action.
Now, if you're looking at your draft and thinking, well, this isn't very mystical, please don't worry. Let's look at how normal, everyday people actually answered these prompts. This brilliantly illustrates Maya's journey. When Maya ran these exact prompts, she saw a super clear thread. She loved building forts as a kid, she envied makers, and she lost track of time sanding wood. Her draft? My personal legend is to build things with my hands and earn a living from it. It's concrete, it's hers, and it's an actionable direction, not some magical guarantee of a massive business.
Here's another great one. Someone else ran through these prompts and realized they just kept circling back to explaining concepts to people until it finally clicked for them. Their sentence was simply, my personal legend is to teach. I love this because it proves your direction can be incredibly simple and straightforward, but still completely foundational to your life.
And check out this third example. This person found that the tears prompt landed really heavily on seeing small local shops barely surviving. Their realization was deeply personal. My personal legend is to start the business I keep talking about and stop just talking about it. This highlights such a wild point. Often, your legend is something you already half know, but you've kind of just been quietly avoiding it, right?
All right, part 4, avoiding common pitfalls.
If you're feeling a little stuck right now, totally normal. Let's troubleshoot 3 big mistakes people make here. Mistake number 1 is waiting for certainty before writing anything down. People just freeze up. They think this has to arrive fully formed from the heavens. The fix here? Write an imperfect draft right now. Certainty is something you earn by moving. It is absolutely not a prerequisite for getting started.
Mistake number 2 is naming a status instead of an activity. Writing down "be successful," "be respected," or "be rich" just describes how you want to be seen. And honestly, those outcomes are totally outside of your control. So the crucial point here is to aim at the doing. Convert that shiny status into a verb. Replace "be respected" with the actual activity that earns it. Like teach or build or lead.
And mistake number 3 is picking the impressive answer over the true one. Look, it is so tempting to choose a legend just because it sounds really good at a dinner party. But honestly, that's just the world's greatest lie wearing nicer clothes. The fix is to rerun step 3, the security test, and step 5, the tears test, because those 2 tests completely bypass what impresses other people and force you to look at what actually moves you.
Finally, part 5, drafting your own legend.
We're wrapping up this explainer by giving you your final homework assignment, just to really solidify what we've unpacked today. Here are the logistics. Set aside 30 uninterrupted minutes today. Write those 6 prompts out as headings and just answer them honestly. Don't aim for the right answer. Then look for that recurring direction. And here is your ultimate reflection test. When you read your final sentence aloud, look for a tiny, quiet pull of yes, or maybe just a huge sense of relief that you finally admitted it to yourself. Which brings us to the very end of our workshop. My personal legend is to fill in the blank. What is the self-chosen direction you would pick right now if absolutely no one were watching and your survival was completely handled? I challenge you to name it in one honest sentence today. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Get out a pen, get to work, and I will see you next time.